everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have some super exciting debt-free news and some information to share with people who might be a little bit interested about this topic. Before I begin, if you're new here, my name is Allison with Baby Stepping to Freedom. My husband Aaron and I have paid off $125,000 worth of debt in 28 months following Dave Ramsey's baby steps. I like to get onto YouTube and share some tips and tricks that have helped us along the way that hopefully might help you as well. If you like what you see here, please consider subscribing down below. Follow me on Instagram, Baby Stepping to Freedom, or join my newsletter on my blog, babysteppingtofreedom.com. Now we got that out of the way. This is exciting. We are officially going to Nashville to do our debt-free scream on the Dave Ramsey Show. This has been something that we have been looking forward to from really the beginning of our debt-free journey. It's kind of been this ultimate goal for us to be able to go to Nashville, talk to Dave Ramsey, and really share our story. We have been listening to the Dave Ramsey Show pretty much the entire time we've been paying off debt, and it's just kind of been that one thing that we want to do to just end this chapter of our life, and it's finally happening. So I wanted to get on to YouTube and talk about the process for applying for our debt-free scream and sharing a little bit more information about what that looks like for someone who might be interested. So I thought to do this video because before I got the call for a debt-free scream, I didn't really know what this process looked like. I hadn't really seen it anywhere else, and I was definitely curious to know what other people's experiences were getting on the Dave Ramsey Show. What does that look like? How does that all play out? So I wanted to share that with you guys who potentially might be working your way towards doing your own debt-free scream, and so you can have a little bit more information. I like to be informed as much as possible. So if you have never seen a debt-free scream before, I highly recommend you get onto Dave Ramsey's YouTube channel and watch some debt-free screams. Basically, it's just people who have paid off their debt and are going to share their story with Dave Ramsey. The scream part is you scream, we're debt free at the very end, but really it's sharing your story, sharing what was helpful for you in your journey, and just being able to relate to people who keep you motivated on your debt-free journey. So the process. Okay, it took a little bit longer than I anticipated. I decided to apply before we were debt-free. We became debt-free on November 1st, and I applied October 11th. October 11th was the day that we applied. We actually didn't know that we were going to be debt-free that soon after I applied. Our debt-free date kind of came a little bit sooner than we were anticipating, but I applied knowing that it was coming up. The application itself is pretty short and straightforward. There's just, questions about your contact information, and then they ask you what kind of debt you had, how much debt you had, things like if you sold anything to help pay off your debt, if you are currently using credit cards, or if you cashed out retirement to be able to pay off your debt, those kinds of things. Just not necessarily ruling people out, but knowing what kinds of practices, financial practices, have helped you get to that end goal. I do think that there are some red flags that I've heard. If you mark yes, you're still using credit cards, I don't think Dave will have you on his show. And that's just kind of a Dave Ramsey thing. I know there's lots of people who are on their debt-free journey who believe in using credit cards. That's cool if that works for you, but Dave Ramsey says no credit cards, and he does not, as far as I've heard, invite people on his show who use credit cards. So that's good to know. Once I submitted the application, I did not hear anything. I got no confirmation email saying it's been submitted, nothing. The website did say that it takes up to 12 weeks to be able to process and that it's a pretty long waiting period, but I thought I might hear something, but I didn't hear anything. And I was actually getting pretty concerned because really it's not a big deal if we don't go, but we've been planning on it for so long that if it didn't happen, I was gonna feel really disappointed. Why would Dave not call me? So I was starting to get a little bit nervous, but on January 22nd, my phone said I was getting a call from Nashville, and I just knew what it was. And I was like, yes, I knew that it was coming soon because it had been actually 14 and a half weeks. And I was like, it's either gonna happen soon or it's not happening at all. So finally, 14 and a half weeks later, I got a call from Kelly Daniel, the phone screener of the Dave Ramsey Show, and she called to invite us on the show. It was a very matter-of-fact conversation, and really we were just planning the time that we're going to come. She went through my whole application with me. I kind of had forgot what I put on there. Nothing really changed, but other than we paid off our debt faster than what I said in the application. So she fixed that, and she just reviewed all the questions with us and asked when we would like to come. In the application, it asks for a general time that you would like to come, and so we talked, we set a date. She asked what time we wanted to be on the show, and that was it. The conversation was about 4 minutes long. I went back and looked because it was like very fast. I was a little bit frantic during the conversation because she was asking questions fast, and we were getting to the point. There were not a lot of pleasantries in the conversation, but it's happening. After I got off the phone with her, she sent me a confirmation email just to say, this is where you're going, this is when to show up, this is who you can call if something comes up and you're not able to make it, and that's it. So all my worrying and stressing and dreaming of this moment that we get to go stand in Financial Peace Plaza and talk to Dave and do our debt-free scream is finally happening. So we will be in Nashville on April 2nd, and our debt-free scream will be during the first hour of the show. So between 1 and 2 o'clock Central Time. And I don't know when exactly it will be. I think the debt-free screams are normally towards the beginning of the show, but it varies sometimes depending on what's happening. So I'm gonna be really nervous. I'm gonna be really planning my answers, studying. I've already started studying the questions that Dave asks people because I am a planner and I like to be prepared. So I'm going to have an answer for every question he might ask. What's most exciting about this is we're taking a vacation. We're making it into a vacation. Neither one of us has ever been to Tennessee or Nashville, obviously. And so we will be there for a few days, and we're gonna just adventure the area and have a good time on our first real out-of-state vacation since starting our debt-free journey. So if you have any suggestions for things that we should do or see it while we're in Nashville, leave a comment below and let me know. And hopefully we will be able to do as much as we can while we're there. We have already started budgeting and planning for this trip. Obviously it will be cash flowed, which will be our first cash flowed real vacation I think we've ever taken. Yeah, I think our first cash flowed vacation ever, which is really exciting for us. So I hope that you guys all watch and join us in our debt-free scream and cheer us on in the comments on YouTube Live. So thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions for things that we should do or see when we're in Nashville, leave a comment below and let us know. If you've done a debt-free scream before, let me know how that goes too. I know what it's like up to this point, but I don't really know what it's gonna be like in person. So leave some comments below if you have experience with Nashville or debt-free screams, and let me know if you'll be watching on April 2nd. Thanks, see you next time.